Alright guys, what is going on? It's 21 Maxwell here and we have episode number 20 of the Glasgow Rangers save. The season is up and as you expected guys, we are of course champions. We were miles ahead of Inverness and St Mirren. Celtic were miles behind, but as you can see they luckily fluked the top 6 and ended up finishing in 6th place. So I start with the rundown, basically going over the end of the season and that and stuff like that, and we're going to look at the player performances, and then we're going to kick on with some of the signings that are coming in for the 2018-19 season when we try and make a mark in the Champions League. So it was a decent season. It was a horrific end of the season. I believe the last time we were here was the League Cup final. I then lost 3 in a trot. A 4-1 defeat to Inverness. Sorry, we're already 3-0 down through Stephen Kingsley, Ryan Christie and Callum Ferguson. Lee Wallace decided to get sent off. I'd given up hope by then. Ferguson made it 4-0 before Craig Whiting brought one back. 4-1 defeat, absolutely shocking, but it's one of those things. Then took on Celtic in that game in hand. We had chance after chance after chance, just could not score. Celtic ended up winning through a Chris Common goal in 74 minutes, giving them the 3 points they needed to get that one step closer to the top 6. And then again against Partick Thistle, where Chris Doolan put them 1-0 up. Stevie Lawless made it 2-0. Stephen Hendry gave us a chance to get back in it, and then we lost our discipline in the last minute with Shane Lowry and Miles Jedinick, both very experienced heads, both getting sent off. Disappointed with that, but it's one of those things, and just pish. I was in 4 games without a win once we started the post-split game, but this was the game that won us the league championship. Isaiah Brown put us 2 up, Marley Watkins pulled one back, and then Callum Patterson. But it says a lot when we've lost 3 games in a row, haven't won in 4, and that's us won the league. It's a good victory there, and then that allowed us to play the last 4 games with no pressure. Good 3-2 win against Aberdeen at Ibrox. Isaiah Brown with 2, Pereira scoring, Roger and Murray Wallace for the Pittodrie boys. And 0-0 draw at Parkhead. Again, a lot of chances in this one. They had more of the play, more of the chances, but neither team could take their opportunities, and it finished 0-0. And the last 2 games of the season was a trip to St Mirren, a nice 4-1 win there. Brown, Cottage scoring twice, and Quintilla with the goals, with Tim Varren, who's had a great season for St Mirren, pulling one back. And in the final game at home to Inverness, Jim Malone gave him a shock lead before Isaiah Brown scored, and then Andrea Pereira with the most perfect hat-trick. A couple of aspers in there, a beautiful free kick, and yeah, great win. So the league table saw us win the league by 17 points with only 78 points. It just shows how close and how tight the lower end of the league was. Celtic finishing down in 6th place. I say they'd scraped it, so they'd made it into the top 6 on goal difference, and then a couple of wins saw them, close the gap on Hearts and just sit in 6th place. Relegated this year have been Hibernian, St Johnstone survive, promoted are Dunfermline. But the interesting stats there, you'll see Osman Sow, top goal scorer. Obviously we'd loaned him back to Hearts. We've looking to sell him for maybe 500 odd K. I mean, it's good that he did do so well in the league last year, scoring 23 league goals and being top scorer, but with the quality we've got coming in, he's just not going to fit in. Tim Varnon was 2nd, and Isaiah Brown and Ante Coric were 3rd and 4th. Player ratings, Brown and Coric, Pereira and Wallace dominated it. Coric had the most assists, joint with Kenny Anderson. He was also 2nd in the Player of the Match Awards after Callum Higginbottom, and as expected Kevin Trapp dominated the Clean Sheet Awards. Now on to this season, the new season 18-19, the fixtures will get reset tomorrow, it's the day before that. A couple of interesting pre-contracts have been agreed, but the first thing I'd like to say is we have extended Yedlin's loan deal until December. I'm going to look to try and extend that. It only gave me a 7-month option, which was strange, so we're going to try and extend his loan deal at the end of the season. Yakin is in to the same time, so we'll try and extend that, but they two were a no-brainer. The same with Ante Coric, he's in until the same date, no-brainer for him. We're trying to bring him in permanently, but they want a lot of money, so we can get him on loan again. We'll try and ease him in that way. And Isaiah Brown, he's in for 7 months. I don't know why it was all 7-month deals. There was no option to go end of season, but at least they're in, and then when we get to August we'll try and extend it to the end of the season, because obviously we can't do that between September and January. We've made a couple of signings, which I'll document in a second. We are pre-contract wise, if I just quickly go to transfers, we have Jimenez coming in. After his 2 loan spells, he's going to come in a permanent deal. We have John Lestrange, who's a good youngster, I think good attributes to a decent wing back, so we're going to work with him and hopefully get his technical side of things up, since I think physically he's pretty decent, so hopefully work with him. Fabrice and Sankala, again, good option down the wing back positions. We'll look into these players more in depth in the next video once we round up the full pre-season and the start of the season. The major coup is Defire Asako. The problem is he's coming off a cruciate knee ligament injury, so we don't know how that will affect him, but he seems to have key stats here that are pretty decent. He's still only 28, so a couple of years out of him. And the main thing is he's been scoring goals before his injury, so hopefully he can score goals post-injury with us. And I think if he can get 20 goals in the Championship, 16 and 14 in the Premier League in England, I think he can have a good bit of fun here. Antic is looking good at the goal. Victor Garcia is not going to happen. Lewis Vaughan looks like he's going for £1 million to Inverness. He had a good wee season last year, but it makes sense for both parties. And in terms of deals that are done at the moment, I said Ryan Jack was always going to come in. That's sorted. He's officially a Rangers player. Nice to be nearly £4 million value, so he'll be good in the midfield. Stevie Mason, he was transfer listed by Sheffield Wednesday, I believe. No, he went to Wigan, sorry, and didn't play. So we've given him the chance to get some first team football here, and hopefully we can kick him on and sell him on for more profit. Ryan Christie done well scoring against us, so he's in for 2.3 million. We'll save him scoring against us and we'll give us another player in that number 10 role. And we've brought in Olivier Sarkic from Benfica. The stats are there, the potential is there. He's only 20, it's a small investment for £1 million, and hopefully he can have a good career here and we can sell him on for good profit. And the only outs so far is a couple of youngsters being released. Gary Mackay-Steven, Craig Sebald went with them, and Christopher Olsen has went to Hearts. So the last thing that I'm still not sure what I'm going to do, and I'll leave it as a cliffhanger, is we've had this bid, roughly worth about £6 million, 1.5 up front, £3 million in 12 months time, and then 1.2 after 50 games, plus 20% of the profit next sale for Javier Quintilla. I'm unsure what we're going to do, but I'm thinking I might reject it. I just think he does kind of want to leave, but he's on contract for another 2 years, so hopefully we can get him by this, get him another new contract, and hopefully start a bidding war between some other sides, but we'll see. That's one way of leaving a cliffhanger, and that's a definitely stay tuned one. So that's it for this episode, guys. I say this year we won the Championship, won the Premier League, and we won the League Cup. Next year we're going for that treble. We're going to try and make the last 16 in the Champions League, and hopefully we'll have the squad to do it. We've still got £4.26 million left in our budget and 78k. I'm not going to spend that because we've spent enough so far. They actually gave us a budget of 12 million, which was crazy because of that Champions League campaign. But no point in spending it all. Move it back to wages and all that. Give us a chance to bring in more depth and quality as well. And hopefully take Rangers to the next level and hopefully build that bank balance up to maybe 30 million by the end of this season if we have a good run in the Champions League and stuff. And of course this year we've got the facilities and the youth facilities going up as well. So hopefully it's all good things, all positive things, and all systems go. And hopefully we can. I'm determined to get an unbeaten season here. That's the aim, not unbeaten season, a Europa League and a Champions League. That's what I'm aiming towards, and hopefully during this series we can do that. So thanks for tuning in, guys. You take it easy, and I'll speak to you again real soon. Bye bye.